the American government is supposed to have awesome power, and therefore local government, state government is supposed to be able to do certain things. But there is one more powerful entity, and that is capital. Capital will always get in the way of new projects, whether it be improving broadband, ISPs themselves. And this, again, is a reality that the average American understands as well. Like high-speed rail in California has been a disastrous failure in development, not due to these like minor interest groups that have played a major role in blocking high-speed rail from being completed, but because of the incredibly corrupt public-private partnership and the lack of interest in actually putting together high-speed rail because of what it would do to the existing industries, what kind of harm that would do to the existing industries without ever factoring in the additional opportunities for commerce. Every single ballot that comes out of every single election in the state of California has overwhelming margins for fixing the housing crisis. And then they fundraise to the tune of billions of dollars. And then that money just like gets parked in a fund and goes nowhere. One must ask the question, why it goes nowhere? Well, the real reason is not because of woke climate change groups that say, oh, you can't build anything, or the random fucking lefty, not in my backyard groups that don't want gentrification. The real reason is because real estate developers don't want additional housing to be built, or if it's going to be built, it must be built in a very specific way that only causes the existing housing inventory to also still go up in price. They never want to actually solve the problem. The real solution is to work towards decommodification of housing. Okay, there is no other solution. That is the reason why capitalists, socialists, whatever form of governance you have, the only places on the planet where there are lower rates of homelessness and higher rates of home ownership are places that are either post-USSR, Eastern Bloc countries, or capitalist countries like Singapore, where the government owns all of the land and can basically take away your housing. That makes it virtually impossible for you to be a landlord. Okay, Singapore is a great example of this. An even better example obviously would be China, but a fantastic example also is Austria, the city of Vienna in particular. Vienna has a housing market that is 65% state owned. 65% of housing in Vienna is owned by the fucking state. It's public housing. There are many different ways to solve this problem, but every single one of them revolves around the state basically making it as unprofitable as possible for you to own multiple units and to make money, to generate revenue off of the capital that you own. Private capital, private ownership of housing that you safeguard. That is what the current government has done. That's what the government has always done.